And hello, everybody, and welcome to Synergy Theater. My name is Ken Adams. I'm the artistic director of Synergy Theater, and it is a pleasure to welcome you here to our second show of our brand new fall-winter 2020 season. We are very, very proud to debut Notes in the Hallway. We have an awesome show for you tonight. Synergy Theater performs full-length improvised plays. Everything you see us do is 100% improvised, including our show tonight. So we have no idea exactly what the play is going to be about or the characters, and we're going to depend upon you to give us some suggestions in order to help get us started. Now, we are live streaming tonight on YouTube and on Facebook. If you're watching us in YouTube and you would like to interact with us, you have to go ahead and log into your YouTube account, and then you'll be able to chat. And that's how we're going to solicit some suggestions from you. So go ahead and do that. You don't have to. If you want to just sit back and watch and enjoy the show on your big 142-inch plasma screen television set, you can do that. But if you want to interact with us via chat, go ahead and log on to your YouTube channel. You'll be able to do that. Also, if you are watching us on Facebook, then for the opening suggestions, we might be able to grab some of your suggestions off of Facebook as well. I'm looking at that. During the show, though, if you want to offer us suggestions that we might be able to see as the show is in progress, then that's going to be over YouTube. So go ahead and get onto your YouTube account, and you can be sure to interact with us. When we are in the real world, we are performing at the beautiful Leisure Center for the Performing Arts in Walnut Creek. Now that we are all indoors for a while, we are honored to be coming right into your home via YouTube and via Facebook. Thank you for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me please introduce the cast of tonight's show, Notes in the Hallway. Come on screen, everybody, and everybody give yourself a wave. All right, very, very good. Thank you for being here. Now, I'm going to join my friends in the hallway over there. So just give me a moment as I walk over into the hallway. Well, hello, everybody. It is very nice to have you here. All right, my friends, we are going to get some suggestions. So the thing that you have to know in order to get started is that our show takes place in the year 2005, and we are all students in Lakemont High School. So the first thing that we're going to need from you is names of our characters. So go ahead and take a look at us. And when you think of a first and a last name for someone who you're looking at on screen there, just go ahead and type that into your YouTube chat. Or now, if you want to do that on Facebook, you could type that into your Facebook chat as well. And as we start to see some of those names scrolling up on our chat screen, we're just going to grab them, call them out, and take them. So I see a bunch popping up right now. Go ahead, folks. Why don't we grab some?
I'll be Peter Maldonado.
All right. I'll be Wayne Waxwood.
Somehow it's not showing up for me, so
all right, I'll throw some out for you. How about you are going to be Jesse Kimono.
Yay.
Jesse Kimono. Does anybody else need me to throw some out for you?
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
All right, I will name some. Somebody take Ducky Smitty. Ducky Smitty.
Hey, Ducky Smitty.
All right. Let's see. Somebody take, Steve Richards. That's a good one. Steve Richards. All right. And how about Felicia May? Felicia May. Somebody go ahead and take Felicia May. And then let's see, Justine, okay. Well, I think we have all of the ones that we need, right? Except we do need the name of our school principal. Justine is playing our school principal tonight. So can somebody give us a Mrs. Somebody? And that will be the name of our school principal tonight. And as soon as the first one pops up, Justine, I'll let you know what it is. So as you are thinking of a good name for, oh my goodness, how about Mrs. Justice?
Ooh, very good.
Mrs. Justice. All right, very, very good. Now, here is the next big suggestion we're going to need. And this is an important one because the whole anchor of the play is going to be built around this. All of the kids who are in the show tonight are, or maybe not, but I think so, somehow involved with a terrible prank that was pulled in the school. One of those classic high school pranks, like putting dirt on all of the teachers' windshield wipers, or putting soap powder in the hot chocolate mix in the cafeteria, or something like that. So go ahead, think back to those horrible things that you and your friends did when you were in high school. And when you remember the worst one, the big prank that just roiled the school, go ahead and type that in there. Oh, okay. So the cows go upstairs, but they can't go downstairs. So the prank is that a bunch of cows were led up to the top floor of the school, and they're on the top floor and they can't get down. Cows on the top. All right, excellent job. And we're going to get one more suggestion from you, and that is, what is the mascot of the school? What is Lakemont High's mascot? Sarah Wilson is telling us that the cow prank is a true story, apparently, from her high school. So we'll see how close we get it. All right, and Alan Beer is giving us the, a lion. And then Tyler came right in with Wolverines. So let's say the football team are the Lions, and let's say the theater club is the Wolverines. Did that strike home, Griffin?
Yeah. At my school, all the theater teams had mascots.
All right, excellent job. Let me review our suggestions. You see our names up there on your screen, so you'll know the names. You will remember that the big prank that happened was a bunch of cows were led up to the top floor of the school building, and the Lions is the football team, and the Wolverines is the theater club. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to send all of our cast off screen. And now please enjoy the world debut of Notes in the Hallway.
Attention, everybody at Lakemont High School. Can I please have the following students in my office? Wayne Waxwood, Ducky Smitty, Ducky, Peter Maldonado, Jesse Kimona,
No
And-
way.
Steve Richards.
What? Again?
Well.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry to disrupt your day. I'm sure you were all learning lots of things. Isn't that right, Peter? Not sleeping in chem again, are we?
I got tired.
Jeez,
Too
man.
much
I'm
homework.
sure you might know why we are here. Unfortunately, the night of the pep rally, which was August 24th, 2005, all of the cows from Mr. Sanderson's pasture were led to the second floor, and being cows and very afraid of heights, they were unable to be let down all weekend. You can laugh, Ducky. It wasn't very ducky or funny. They defecated all over the science lab.
Oh.
Mrs. Justice, what does defecated mean?
It means poop, Peter Maldonado. Poop! And some of us had to spend their weekend, instead of catching up on Grey's Anatomy on their TiVo, picking up said excrement. Excrement is also poop, Mr. Maldonado, in case you didn't know. Yes, you must think it's funny, but those cows are traumatized, and the second floor of our building has been closed down, Mr. Richards. You tell that to your mother when you can't make up your AP Chem Labs.
Don't have a cow.
Okay, Mr. Maldonado, now we're getting witty. I am disappointed that the Lakemont Lions and, for the theater people, the Wolverines, would stoop to this behavior. All 5 of you have been implicated through a series of notes that we have discovered throughout the school.
No way.
Yes way. So we will sit here and read through the notes, and you will stew in your guilt. And we will decide before the school board meeting tomorrow what discipline needs to happen.
Steve, are you going to let this happen?
Yes, it is going to happen. Shh. It's funny you mentioned Steve, as he is the very first note in this menagerie of genius. Go ahead, Steve. Why don't you start us off by cracking open that note?
All right. From Steve to Jesse. Hey, Jess. Just checking in. I'm so excited for this new school year. I mean, we are finally seniors and we're finally going to be on top. Oh gosh. I ran into Peter the other day and he was talking with Steve by the lockers. And oh gosh, what Peter said, it shocked me so much.
Listen, I don't want to be in the Wolverines anymore. I want to go try out for the football team. I want to be a Lion.
And then, and Wayne was super upset.
The football team, we're halfway through rehearsals for All My Sons.
And, Peter, he seemed like conflicted, but I wasn't going to butt in. So he said,
yeah, I know. I'm really liking the play, but theater guys don't get chicks. All the football guys are getting girls. And I got my eyes set on Ducky.
And I was like, what? I didn't even know, Ducky, everyone hated her last year. They called her a geek and a nerd. And suddenly, all the guys want her. I don't know what happened over the summer, but Wayne said,
look, if you want Ducky, theater is the place to be. Think about Marlon Brando. He was a theater guy. You think Brando didn't get chicks?
Peter had to think about it, but I knew he was right for football, and he looked like the best linebacker we could have this year. I think I could sway him. I don't know what you think, Jesse. Anyway, it's going to be a great year. I'll catch you later.
Dear Peter, from Jesse. Peter, you are like my BFF, and you always have been. And what's the deal with Ducky? I just heard from Steve that there's some whole thing about Ducky now. I don't get it. What is it? Because she's not wearing her braces anymore and she got her hair really pretty and oh, she's so pretty. Peter, I saw you with her in the locker area and I was really surprised at what I heard you say to her. You were all...
Ducky, how do you, I'm going to come out and ask you straight. Do you like theater guys or football guys?
And
because I
then,
could be the one.
and I heard her say,
football. All the way, obviously.
And you got all blushy, and I think it's because she was flipping her hair and getting all like flirty with you. And then you were saying back to her,
Well, I'm going to try for the football team, and I got a good chance of being a linebacker. So why don't you come and hang out with me after tryouts today?
and she really surprised me when she said,
Sweet. Yeah, totally. You'd be a great linebacker. I'll be there.
and then I saw you do that silly, stupid little fist bump thing. Oh man, Peter, I don't think I can be friends with you right now. I'm really upset. I'm over you.
From Peter to Jesse. Yes, why are you being such a tool? You and I have been friends for, a long time, since elementary school, and I think you sound almost jealous. Don't be jealous. I mean, I'll still be your friend. We can still hang out. I saw you the other day talking to Steve. And Steve was coming in, and he was all like,
Hey, Jess, what's going on?
and then you were really just happy, and you said,
Hey, Steve. I just am so happy that we're in senior year now. I'm so happy I started to get a tattoo.
Steve reacted surprised and was like,
Oh, that's a lion's tattoo for school.
Yeah. Got
yeah, and you said,
a fake ID and everything. It's so awesome. And it's so random that they let me go in. I was shocked.
and Steve replied,
Yeah, you know what? I think we should go partying this weekend, and I want to invite Peter. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he's into it, but I think he'd want to join us.
and then you kind of just knocked me out.
I really like Peter. We've been friends for way too long, though. I think he just thinks I'm one of the guys.
And Steve had to suddenly leave. He was late for camp.
Gotta go.
So, and that's not, we have been friends for a long time, and that's not like you to want to get fake IDs and drink alcohol. Think people change, times change. So get with it, all right? And don't worry about what I do so much. Bye.
Mrs. Just Ice, I'm not going to read anymore.
Just Ice, it's justice. And that is what we are going to achieve, even if we have to stay here all day. I've already talked to Janitor Swanson, and he will leave the school building keys with me.
Well, pick somebody else to read. I'm not doing it.
I'm not picking. The next person clearly is Jesse. You are the next person. So please read the next note. You cannot hide from justice.
Dear Ducky, from Jesse. Ducky, you look so different when you came back from your summer vacation. Honestly, I have to be so honest with you. You're so pretty. I don't know what you're doing, but all the guys are like talking about you, and I'm just upset now because Peter's like my best friend, and now he won't even talk about anybody but you, Ducky. So I don't get the deal. I don't. I saw you talking to Wayne. I heard what you were saying to him by the lockers. You were like flipping your hair and looking all cute, super pretty. And then you called him over and you said this.
Hey, Wayne, can we hang for a second? I know we haven't always been close, but I feel like you get people.
Yeah.
And Wayne was like all,
Look, I was hoping to find a chance to talk to you anyway about Peter.
And you were really leaning in, like you wanted to know what Peter had said. So you said,
What did Peter say? Or what do you want to talk to me about Peter? Sorry.
and Wayne was all like,
Look, Peter's really into you, all right? But listen, please. Peter is a great actor. Peter is an artist. He's one of the best actors I've ever seen. He could be like the next Brando. But he's all like, I'm going to quit the play because I want to be a football player so Ducky will like me. Ducky, you can't do this to him. You can't rob the theater of its brightest new star.
and then I was so surprised at what you said that I was ready to march off to Peter and repeat it verbatim. You said,
I just want people to think I like guys.
and Wayne just like looked at you, his mouth dropped open, and he said,
You don't like guys?
and you then went into this long confession, and you said,
Over the summer, I went to Australia and I felt like I really blossomed, as a person. And I met this chick and she was real cool. And I just discovered some things about myself. And maybe it's not complete. I don't know. I'm still discovering, but it made me wonder about things. And Peter's a really nice guy. And I figure football players, it's like he said to me, women, girls, they like football players, right? So that's all.
and right when Wayne was going to respond, Just Ice came running down the hallway and chased everybody away. Gotta go, Ducky.
Dear Wayne from Ducky. Hey, so secret's out, friendo, Brando. Look, I promised you that I would try to make things right and I would discourage the whole football thing after all, but it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Peter was outside the lockers and I saw you walking by giving me the eye. I knew the signal, right? So I was trying to give him the signal. But then Steve showed up. Right. So I was waving it down and then Steve came over. And before I could give Peter the signal, Steve was all,
Yo, Pete, give me 5, man.
Hey, Steve, I got in, man. I'm part of the football team. Woo!
and then they're all like talking over each other in excitement.
Oh my God. That was
All the
amazing.
girls are going to be right on this guy.
And when I threw it and you caught it, that
That's awesome.
And so then Peter, he was all like, about Brando, I'm sorry. He was really dissing Brando all of a sudden. He said,
Man, people were always calling me the next Marlon Brando. But that guy's not even alive anymore, man. Forget that loser.
and Steve, he was all right on top of that. He was all,
yeah, I mean, that guy was lame. You're more like the next OJ or something.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Juice.
that was real discouraging, right? Because that's like more murder. And you don't want any of that. I would prefer him be all in the family with you, right? But so then Peter, he turned to me like with this whole wink and he was being super macho and he said,
Hey, Ducky, how about after class today, you and I ditch school and make our own little football game privately, huh?
and Steve was looking all expectant like, and Peter had this super eager face, right? Like he's like a big man now because he's on the football team. He's gonna be a lion. And so I said yes. Yeah, of course. Well, hey, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend even.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Go long.
I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, Wayne. I couldn't. I was a real bind. And so then you were like smiling, laughing because you thought something good happened there, but it wasn't so good. I'm sorry. So Peter and Steve like bounced off to go to practice because they're getting ready for the first homecoming game. And I let you down. I'm sorry. Peace.
From Wayne to Ducky. Hey, Ducky. I was really blown away when you told me you were gay, you know? I mean, how could I have known? You weren't even in the theater club. But anyway, once I understood, then the whole path became clear. I realized that if I just spoke honestly to Peter, if I just told him, then everything could be set straight, because that's what we learn in the theater. You have to be truthful, truthful, truthful. That was a little bit of the Meisner repetition exercise I was just doing from you. It's something we just learned in Scott Martin's theater lab. Anyway, I figured the truth can set us all free. So next time I saw Peter walking through the hallway, I called him over and I was like, oh, Peter, look, I have to talk to you. And he's all like,
I don't know. I don't really talk to theater geeks anymore, Wayne.
so I'm like, Peter, you and I, we've been buds since we're like in kindergarten. And he's like,
yeah, we were both peeing our pants then, man.
and suddenly it occurred to me that like, not only was the theater losing its brightest star, but I was losing my best friend. So I was like, Peter, why are you treating me like this?
Treating you like what? What's so,
And-
okay, what do you want to say? What do you want to tell me?
Oh, you know what? I said, because now I was getting really mad and I was going to break it all easy and everything. But I said, you know what? She don't like you. She's not into you. She's not even into guys. And Peter was like,
What the hell are you talking about, man?
so I told him, Ducky, you moron. Ducky's gay. And Peter
What?
was like,
No, she's not. We were just hanging out. She's totally all over me. And don't
so
you
I
go
was-
around spreading rumors like that, man.
So I was like, look, dude, you're being a fool. You're forcing her to act some way in order to live up to some image that she wants. But it's not truthful. It's not truthful. It's not truthful. I repeated that like 27 more times until finally he was like,
So the Meisner technique, man, you're messing with my head. I thought if you want to be my friend, if you want to have the honor of being my friend now, you're going to have to leave my personal life out of yours. And don't you ever go saying other things about my girl, or it's going to be slamming time for you, pal.
so I was like, oh yeah? Then I want my entire Star Trek collectible back.
What? You give that to me? Fine. I don't want your geek toys anyway.
And then he like stormed off. So I don't know, Ducky, I'm sorry. Like, I think everything was worse instead of better. Worse instead of better. Worse instead of better. Worse instead of better. Yours, Wayne, 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 Wayne.
From Ducky to Steve. Hey, Steve, I know we don't talk much, but you've become really good friends with Peter, right? And maybe you shouldn't listen to everything Peter says because he's going through a lot of stuff, and that's what I want to talk to you about. Because Peter was hanging out with Jesse. He was hanging out with Jesse outside the lockers, and I was kind of peeking around the corner just now, just rushing around just now. And Jesse was confiding in Peter about life with football and being a cheerleader around the football players and stuff. And he's being all into it. She was telling him,
I want to be the best cheerleader ever. I want to look like Ducky, only I want it to be me, Peter. And you need to stay in football because I'm doing it all for you.
Well,
and Peter, he was all cool guy now, and he's totally different now, right? He's like, suave, kinda, and he said to her,
Hey, I got your back in football, you know? You're one of my best friends. You know, I consider you part of my group, okay?
obviously you never tell a girl you're one of my best friends when they say stuff like that. And she doesn't even know how pretty she is. Like, she's really amazing, right? Like, I think you would agree, maybe, right? Anyway. So Jessie said something about you in response. She said,
Yeah, Peter. You want to put me in the friend zone? I guess I'll have to stay there forever, but you are my best friend. And I don't know. I don't think that you see me anymore. Like, you don't see me at all.
so deep. Like, I see Jessie all, right? And Peter like isn't seeing it. He's totally not himself on the football team. So maybe you could do like props, because he's probably breaking up the whole team, right? When you get a cheerleader upset, then the spirit goes down, and when we have the pep rally coming up, it's going to be low spirit, right? And then the Lions are going to lose probably. So Peter was taking it all in stride, because this is why I'm talking to you. Peter said the coup de grace. He was all.
Listen, you were never going to be with me in that way, so just get over it.
Harsh, way harsh. So Jessie was real upset. She didn't even talk to him anymore. She just like stormed out of there, this sad, beautiful, dark ball of depression. And Peter's just all like, whatever. So I think maybe like you should don't listen to anything that he talks about or says anymore. He's changing as a person, and maybe he shouldn't be playing football anymore, right? Bye, Steve.
From Steve to Ducky. Ducky, I got your note, and it got me thinking. So, after practice yesterday, I sat down with Pete Dog, as I call him sometimes. P Snackin', that's a good one. I came up with that. And I was all like, yo, Pete, that's a lot of trouble you're having with the ladies today. And, he was looking all sad and stuff, and he said,
Not my fault. Everyone's coming at me with all their emotions and whatnot and all that kind of jazz,
So then, like, I think you'll like this, Ducky. I was like, Pete, when you told me that part where, like, Wayne was saying Ducky was gay, like, even if she's not, that's not cool to, like, out someone. Like, I heard about that on, like, a PSA. Like, we should get Wayne for that. And Peter, he was like,
yeah, lions eat wolverines, so we should get Wayne.
and I was like, yeah. And then, like, I tried to headbang with him because I still had my helmet on, but he didn't. And we did that. And, like, I think it really hurt him because he didn't have his helmet on. So anyway, I said, you're right, Pete. We should get back at Wayne tonight. He shouldn't be messing with you and your new career and how you're going to be like OJ.
Yeah, we should get back at him tonight, for sure.
So anyway, Ducky, yeah, I talked to him. Anyway, I'm out.
Mrs. Justice, I think that I'm done here. This is a little like a lot coming out right now.
Yes, a lot is being brought to light, isn't it? Truths revealed, true natures exposed for what they are, the true battle between wolverines and lions. And I still am I have a burr in my saddle that Mr. Martin insists on the students calling him Scott Martin, like he's some sort of theater. Anyway, no matter. We won't talk about how I wasn't cast in the spring play. There is lots to uncover here, Miss Ducky, and I understand that a lot has been revealed. But this next letter is very revealing. And Wayne, I believe you know what I'm talking about. This was scrawled on the back of a biology paper, which was plagiarized by you. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead, Wayne, Mr. Waxwood.
Dear Ducky, I'm really sorry, Ducky. Pete and everybody's gone around talking about what a jerk I was for outing you. I didn't mean to do nothing that was harmful to you. You gotta believe that. I mean, I think you're awesome. I do. But it just came out. I'm sorry. I was so upset when I realized what I had done to you that I went to the only place I can ever think of going to when I need to commune with nature and the ghost of William Shakespeare with whom I talk. And that's my grandmother's farm. She has this cow pasture. It's just about like 20 miles out of town. And whenever I'm feeling down, I go out there and I wait until it's dark and I bring the cows all around me. I love those cows, you know? They're so peaceful. They're so big and so deep when you look into their eyes. And I took my favorite cow. I call her Bessie. I don't know, I just came up with that name. And I was doing a repetition exercise with Bessie. Moo, moo, moo. And just being there by the cows, it just made me feel good, you know? I guess I just love those cows. So I figured now that I was feeling better, maybe I was in a different place and I could talk to Peter, you know, and try to figure things out a little bit. So I ran over to his house, you know, just as fast as I could. And when I was knocking on the door and suddenly Peter, like he opens the door, but you know what? He was stoned. I've never seen Peter touch drugs, but he was stoned, and I think he might have been drunk also. We have a code in the theater department, you know? A Wolverine's body is a Wolverine's temple. Ow! Underline, 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 exclamation point, Wolverine drawing. So I was all like, dude, what did you do to your temple?
Oh,
And he's like,
yeah. I'm glad you're here, Wayne. You're the guy I wanted to see, actually.
so I'm like, look at you. You're a desecration to everything Scott Martin has taught us. And he's like,
My temple is fine. My temple is just the way it's better than fine.
and I'm like, I thought you and I had a bond, Peter. I feel like you're becoming Mr. Hyde and I'm Dr. Jekyll, which is symbolic for the good that resides in man versus the evil.
No,
And he said,
no, I'm more like Hamlet, Wayne. And you know the story of Hamlet, right? Of course you do.
but then he synopsized it for me anyway.
I'm like Hamlet when he wants to get revenge on his uncle or something like that. The story went, you know. I'm becoming better.
Scott Martin only had us do the first two scenes of Hamlet, so none of us really know what happens after that.
But anyway, Wayne, listen. I want to be friends again with you, buddy. And I have a really fun idea, and only you can help me with.
He said, so I thought maybe he's trying to build a bridge, you know? So I'm like, what? And he's like,
Take me to your mother's ranch, and I'll tell you all about it there, okay?
so I'm like, hey, wait a minute. This doesn't have anything to do with my cows, does it? And he's all like,
Yeah, but it's okay. I want to show the school how awesome we can be in theater, you know?
so I'm all like, listen, Peter Hyde, I don't know what you have in mind, but you are not getting anywhere near those cows. And he's all like,
No, you listen. You owe me one. Not only do you owe me one, you owe Ducky one for outing her. You betrayed. You call me someone who betrays, but you betrayed someone's. So you're going to do this because I know that guilt is always in your heart. So either you're going to do this or I'm going to tell everyone.
Right in the middle of this, Steve comes running over.
Yo, Pete, is this guy bothering you?
No.
Pete is like,
No, he's all cool. Right, Wayne?
and Steve is like,
Look, Wayne, get the hell out of here right now before I pound your face into this pavement. You understand?
and I'm like, you see, I was just looking at Peter with like an expression. My heart was full. And it was like Scott Martin said, sometimes silence speaks the loudest. So I was like,
I don't like how he's looking at me. Pete, hold me back. Hold me back.
and then the dude punches me right in the eye. And the two of them start like laughing and they go inside Peter's house and they close the door and I'm sitting there right on the porch and there's blood dripping out of my nose and I'm crying and there's snot all over the place and I'm like, Peter! Peter! But he doesn't come out. And so I just went away. I'm nervous. I'm nervous about Peter. And I'm nervous about my mama's cows. Yours, Wayne.
From Ducky to Jesse. Hey, what's up? Hot stuff, quote unquote, laughy face, smiley face, JK, JK, JK. There's been some big recent developments that I think you would like to know and be privy to. And you may or may not have heard things about me that may or may not be true. But at any rate, Peter is like, we're not a thing at all. So if you're like, you're in love with Peter, you know, you can go Peter, because he's pretty quick to change his mind about things and pretty cool. But he acts just pretty knightly, and that was cool. And it is, let me start from the beginning, right? Because the pep rally's about to start, and I smell manure, and I'm really worried about some things going down. I was warned that Steve and Peter were going to do stuff against Wayne, and then Wayne told me he's really concerned about his cows. And so I want you to know, I think that bad things are happening. By the lockers, I saw Steve and Peter laughing with each other and high-fiving. And I think they were high. But they were really noble because they wanted to defend me. Not that I had anything to be defended on. But what they said was this. Steve was all,
Yo, Ducky, don't you worry. Wayne ain't never gonna bother you ever again after what we do to him.
Great, that's awesome. I really appreciate that. What exactly were you gonna do to him? And Peter laughed and he said,
Well, it's more like what we're going to do with him and the school. So keep it under the wraps.
Right. So see, Jesse, that's a little bit, the with part was a little disconcerting, right? Disconcerted, unsure about that, right? So Steve, he's all like, yeah, talking about lions and wolverines. He said,
Yeah. I mean, I think Wayne has started a rivalry between the two biggest factions in this school. And I think him and his creepy cow love affair needs to be taught a lesson.
And I'm thinking, oh no, I smell cows and they're doing something with Wayne, right? So something's going down right now. Peter and him start laughing and they start making cow jokes like,
Hey, what did a cow say when it crossed the road?
I don't know. They can't talk.
Exactly.
What did you do to my mother's cows?
The Sanderson farm, right? The Sanderson farm, his mother's farm. Wayne was distraught. He said,
What did you two do?
and he repeated it again because he's on that Meisner thing.
What did you two do?
And Steve,
Oh, you mean to all your girlfriends? I don't know. Maybe we painted Wayne's girlfriend on all your cows and we brought them to the pep rally. What?
and Peter was all,
Yeah, that's right. They're upstairs right now. But don't worry, they're safe.
and then they start flinging around these little banners and stuff they have with pictures of cows and lions eating the cows and stuff, like mocking Wayne with this. And I feel awful because it's all my fault. Everybody's all freaking out because Peter liked me and I don't like Peter, and he did football because of that, and Wayne just wanted him to like be in theater, and Wayne outed me because I love you, Jesse, and the whole thing was just a ruckus. So Steve, he said,
Don't mess with Ducky. She wanted us to do this.
and I didn't. But then Wayne said,
You brought the cows upstairs? Cows can't get down!
and I said, I'm so sorry. This is my fault. I don't speak up really well, and I lie all the time because I'm not truthful. I'm not truthful. I'm not truthful.
You're not truthful!
I'm not truthful.
You're not truthful!
Truthful.
You're not truthful!
Truthful.
You're not truthful!
Peter couldn't stand it, and he said,
Ducky, did you just do a Meisner technique?
yeah, I did. Did I just do a Meisner technique? Yeah, I did. And Wayne said,
That was really good.
and I was all, thanks, man. And then Steve is suddenly real uncomfortable. So he was like,
I don't know who this Meisner guy is, but he sounds stupid.
and then everybody was all, you're stupid.
Stanford Meisner, you're stupid, man. How would you not know who that is?
And Steve was like, whatever, I'm gonna go smack some cows, right? So he like says a final goodbye and is out, right? And then I'm stuck with Peter and Wayne. And I'm like, I feel like I'm a third wheel, literally, between their bro affair. So I bow out and I peek around the corner, like, but you guys need some talking to do. So I go around the corner, and they have a nice silent pause because I hear that's good in theater. And they look into each other's eyes. And then Wayne says,
I love you, man.
and Peter, he says,
This above all, to thine own self be true. And it must follow as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man.
and Wayne was looking real touched and he was all into it. He said,
Thou art my friend, and as my friend I shall my life before thee lay.
and Peter was all,
And before thee the truth of my countenance doth do bear, the truth of light, as though Prometheus himself cast a ray of truth within mine heart, and knowest now that I have been false upon my prejudice, and never again shall I bear false witness to your friendship.
deep moment. So Wayne, he solidified it with,
Thou art all in all.
and then they like did a Shakespeare huggy style thing, whatever that's, I'm not really into theater, I don't know. And then snuck off into the pep rally, which I am about to do as well. And I will see you in there with however you take this whole message. Goodbye.
Well. That was the last note. My lions and wolverines, I guess. Mr. Wayne? So as we see, much has happened. It seems like Peter and Wayne have resolved their ways, but we must talk about where everything has begun. Mr. Maldonado, why are you so obsessed with being cool? You have hurt people.
I don't know. I never had a girlfriend, and I really thought Ducky was, I mean, you are cool, Ducky, and I'm totally with you, whatever life choice you make. And I'm really sorry to you, Ducky, to you, Wayne, Miss Justice. I just wanted to be liked, but I'm always have known that my best friend, you, Jesse, you're always there for me, even when I've been bad. And I gotta say that you are beautiful, and I'm really sorry for everything.
Jesse?
Can I just read a note that didn't make it into the pile?
If you feel it would be helpful in justice, and as long as it doesn't have any more Shakespeare things in it or Meisner techniques. Good Lord, I have to talk to Mr. Martin. Go ahead, Jesse.
Dear Ducky, I love you too. I love you too. I love you too.
Well, that was a little bit of Meisner, but it was actually very touching.
For real? Really?
Yeah, for real. For real.
I just wanted to say, Miss Smitty and Miss Kimono, that these letters had made me realize that we need to talk about how Lakemont High is an accepting place for everyone to love others. But with that being said, Mr. Waxwood, I hope you learned a valuable lesson to not out other people's business.
I did learn that lesson, and I'm really, really sorry, Ducky, I am. And Peter, the fact that you've come back into the play and you're a Wolverine again, I've never been this happy. And I want y'all to know that I figured out a way to get the cows down too.
You have?
Yeah, you can use a slip and slide. And then you just tip the cows onto the slip and slide and they'll slide down. So I'll take care of that later.
I'll help you, Wayne.
I'll help too.
I'll help too.
It would be a reasonable consequence for all of you to help Mr. Waxwood.
Hey, Steve, what about you? You think you might want to help?
Yeah, I want to help, but first I just want to say that I'm sorry for punching you in the face, Wayne. Like I was trying.
We do not tolerate violence inside or outside of this school.
Can I just say something about that though?
Yes.
You see, I've never been punched in the face before, and now I have that memory and I can use it as an emotional recall if I'm ever doing a play where I have to get punched in the face. So in fact, Steve, that was really helpful. And I was going to ask you if you might kick me in the chest later too.
On school property, and I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'll do that. I just want to say, like, Ducky, also, I'm sorry I was like defending you and stuff, even though you didn't want to. And like I saw your stupid play, all you did, and it was kind of cool. So yeah.
Thank you, Steve. We do not have to fight other people's battles. Ducky is a capable woman, capable of her own fights. Yes, Ducky.
Thank you. I didn't realize I was capable until just now. And it was through all of this that you did, Steve, that helped me realize that I am capable. So it was nice that I felt wronged, but I still wanted to make it right. And yet you, Steve, and Peter wanted to stand up for me. I don't like the method, but I appreciated the sentiment. Yo.
Well, it seems I cannot let slip the substance abuse that was taking place on and off campus, especially by stars of our Lions football team. Believe me, Coach Smithyson will be hearing about this, and so will your beloved Scott Martin, as I'm sure that will affect the casting of Joseph in the Technicolor Dreamcoat, not featuring the principal. Anyway, so you will be talking to the counselors, Stevie and Peter, about substance abuse and will face further punishment from your coaches. As far as I'm concerned, as long as this slip and slide idea works, I will not be recommending any formal punishment at the school board meeting tomorrow. As you know, I've always had an affinity for the class of 2005. But if anything else happens, the 5 of you, prom is cancelled. And the senior cabaret, Wolverines. I know that you were preparing a number, Mr. Waxwood.
Yeah, from La Cage aux Folles.
Well, just keep your P's and Q's together, or we will not see that spectacle. Does anyone else have anything else to say? I need to drink my Slim Fast.
Actually, I just have one thing else to say to the rest of the 4 of you. And maybe you can repeat it after me.
I don't think that noise. Okay. All right, everyone, get off to class. I will inform your teachers. No more shenanigans.
Wayne, what do you want me to kick you in the face or whatever?
Yeah, come on.
I'm not listening. Oh, we need the school nurse. Kids these days.
And that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much for being here for the debut of Notes in the Hallway. Notes in the Hallway was conceived and directed by Justine Moser, who played Mrs. Justice for us tonight. Wave to everybody, Justine, and if you're at home, give Justine an extra round of applause tonight. Everybody, on the count of 3, let's take a bow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Please come back next week, Thursday at 4. We're back here with Notes in the Hallway. Is that correct? We're back here with Notes in the Hallway.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Right? Mm-hmm. Yes, and then Friday, we're back with Couples Therapy. So if you didn't get a chance to see Couples Therapy yesterday, come on back and see it next week. We are here every weekend, all up until December 18th. Thursday at 6 o'clock, Friday at 7 o'clock, and we're still having to roll out 6 new shows that you haven't even seen yet. So come on back and don't miss a single one of them. If you think improv looks like fun, it is. If you're wondering, can I do improv? You can. Synergy Theater teaches improv classes. We have classes from very beginning level classes for anyone who's never even walked on a stage before, all the way up to improv classes for advanced players. Please go to synergytheater.com, click on that class info page, and find out all about our online improv classes. Anywhere in the world, you can take a class with Synergy Theater, so please do. Also, if you are comfortable enough to make a small donation to Synergy Theater, we are a nonprofit arts organization, and we promise that we will be here providing live and free improvisational theater to you for as long as we have to be indoors, but it does cost money and we can use your help. If you're able to make a small donation, please go to synergytheater.com, synergytheater.com, click on support Synergy Theater. Any amount of money you can offer us right now would go a long way and be very, very much appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. Stay safe. Come back next week. Synergy Theater loves you. Good night.